Hi, how was coming in here today?
It was fine, I guess.
What's your name? What would you like to be referred to by during our session?
My name's Matthew, but you can just call me Matt. That's okay.
Nice to meet you, Matthew. So some people come to therapy to address specific problems, and others come to engage in self-exploration. So the purpose of our initial meeting is to really just discuss your current needs for therapy and how our clinic can best meet your needs. During this intake, I'm going to ask you various questions about different aspects of your life, just to get an overview of how you're currently doing. After a meeting, I will consult with the clinic's staff to determine what might be most appropriate moving forward. So if we feel that you might not be the best fit for our clinic, we will come back with you with different referrals on places you could go other than our clinic. Do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Okay. What brings you to therapy today?
Well, as I'm sure you saw on my intake packet or whatever, I've been experiencing a lot of problems at work. And as a result, my boss actually just placed me on probation. And I only have one more strike left before I'm terminated from the company. And to be honest, I'm really, really nervous because I don't know how I would take care of myself or support myself without my job. I'm 27 years old. I live by myself. I have really no one, and that's my own fault because of my behaviors, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. That's why I'm here. But I don't know, they just don't understand that I want to make sure that everything is perfect or else I'm going to fail tremendously. And it's so important that I run through my daily process so that my life will go according to plan and I'll feel at ease and comfortable. And unfortunately, components of my routine are becoming just overwhelming and I can't seem to really ground myself. And I'm just constantly worried about what's going to happen if I don't do what's required. And the whole course of my life is so out of control if I don't do these things, and I need to do them. And they just don't understand that. And now I'm going to lose my job.
I see. You mentioned that you have a routine that you have to run through daily. Can you tell me more about what your routine kind of entails?
Yeah, so I don't know, I wake up around 4 a.m. I like when the numbers add to 12 on the clock. So the exact time I wake up is 4:44 because it adds to 12. Otherwise, bad. That would be so bad. If I got up at 4:45 or 4:43, it has to be 4:44. And I need to clean my entire house. It's dirty while I'm sleeping, the dirt comes in and it's dusty and it's gross and I hate it. And so I clean my whole house. And then before I begin that process, I have to check all of the doors and the windows in my house to make sure they're locked and haven't been played with, because I know that if they are played with, someone's gonna come in and kill me. Someone's gonna break in, it would be all my fault. That would be because of me, because I didn't check. And I need to check. It's not good. I need to. And then I wipe down each door with Clorox wipes exactly 4 times, because the 4 is on the clock, it has to be divisible by 12. And so 4 goes into 12 nicely because 4, 8, 12, 3. So, and that's also the 3 4s at 12 in the morning. So it just makes sense. And then I wipe the door down with Clorox, and it has to be very even lines. Everything has to be that way, which, as you can imagine, that takes quite a bit of time because now I've woken up, I've checked all the windows and all the doors, and then it has to be in a certain order. I do it around, and then I go backwards around, and it has to be like that. And then after I'm done doing that, I'm wiping down with the Clorox wipes. And there's just so many germs that linger literally all over my house. My skin's crawling thinking about it. And because I'm not there right now, because I came here, the germs are getting worse and I need to fix it. And it's just, I hate it. And then after that, I wash my hands 4 times to burn off any germs. So that won't make me sick, because I can't get sick. That's disgusting when the germs are on me and I can't have that. And then I take a 4-hour shower to cleanse my body. So by that time, it's probably 9 a.m. and then I'm already late. So then I wash after I take the shower, I'm dirty because I just washed all the germs off of me and like they're gone, but my hands were the things cleaning me. So I need to wash the hands again. So then I wash my hands 4 more times to kill the germs that I probably acquired through the process. And I have a similar routine each night, but I have to do it again in the morning and at night because I can't get in bed with all the germs on me. And it's so gross. Nothing works except for doing that. And I just feel like if I don't do these things, I'm gonna get COVID or get the flu or get sick and then I could die. And it's really, really scary for me.
It must be so mentally taxing to go through on an everyday basis.
It's horrible.
How long has this been happening?
Well, like, I mean, I've always been a pretty anxious person. Like, I mean, my mom always said I was like a fussy baby and like all of that stuff. But the reoccurring thoughts about things happened to me, as well as my routine really increased when my parents got divorced like 10 years ago. So I'm 27 right now. I was 17 when that happened. And then recently my symptoms have worsened and it really is affecting my life, especially at work. Like I mentioned, I'm just late all the time.
It seems these things are really affecting your work, as you just mentioned. Are these thoughts and actions affecting your social life or daily functioning?
Yeah, I have like no friends, like at all. And I just get too nervous to go anywhere because I'm scared people find my cleanliness like weird. And like, also, I mean, do I even want to talk to other people? Like they have germs I don't know about. And then I would have to clean myself more and like, oh, it makes my skin crawl just thinking about it. It's so disgusting. And 2 of my coworkers have asked me to go to happy hour with them after work, and I haven't gone. And they stopped asking, and that's like kind of sad because like I am lonely. And I guess I would say being seriously ill or getting robbed are the main thoughts that I really have. And I constantly think about those 2 things as like the worst occurrences in my life. So I really can't get the things I want to do done. Like I can't ever make dinner because I have to clean the house and pay attention to the doors so these things don't happen to me. And I also struggle with sleeping too. Like I've been finding myself waking up and wanting to check the locks all night, like to the point where like I actually like tried to like start just drinking like a few glasses of wine at night. So I would just like knock out because wine makes me really sleepy. So like it's almost like self-medicating, but I know that that's not really an excuse and like I'm embarrassed by it, but I just like I want to be able to sleep and I don't want to have all these things affecting my life anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. How often do you have these thoughts?
Like it seems like all the time, but if I had to estimate, like on an average, maybe like 20 times a day, I'm able to put these thoughts aside briefly when I'm focused on a project at work. So like if I can shift my focus, I find that helpful, kind of, especially at work.
Right. Okay. Have you attempted to manage these thoughts or actions?
Not really. Like I try to focus on work or force myself to really like sit and watch TV to not think about it, but these thoughts just always come back into my mind. I've also tried talking to my mom about it. I mentioned my parents are divorced. So she's got like her own issues, obviously, but like she doesn't really seem to understand or really care to try and understand. So, yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, all of this just seems like a lot for you to go through all at once, which makes battling all these anxious thoughts that you're having even harder to confront. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to use something to take the edge off, to relieve that stress?
Oh, like I was like mentioning a little bit before, I like to drink wine at night because I find that like wine makes me tired, and when I'm tired and like foggy and I can just like go to sleep, and that's so much like better than just like waking up all night and feeling like this. And I don't know, but also like I thought about buying like drugs, like not like drugs, just like sleeping pills. Like it's not bad. Like everyone takes sleeping pills, I feel like. But I'm scared I won't get up in time to do my routine. And if I didn't get up in time to do my routine, then I'd be late for work. And then all these things would happen and just it would be the end of my life. Like I have to make sure I get up.
Right.
Yeah.
How often do you usually like have wine? Or like you're thinking about having wine?
I think about it, I'd say every night. I don't know, like I don't think I do it that often. Like that's kind of a newer thing, like maybe within the last like 2 weeks, and like in the grand scheme of like 10 years of what's happening. Like I mean, I guess that's really not that much, but it does happen sometimes.
And is this kind of like a daily occurrence with drinking wine, or just on weekends, maybe just on certain days?
Just on the days where like everything just feels really bad. Like when I have like a bad day, like then I will definitely have wine at night. But like if I haven't had like that bad of a day or like things seem manageable and I could just do my routine. But like really like it's when I can't sleep. Like when I can't sleep at night, like I go to bed at like I don't know, whatever time and like I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, like especially if it doesn't have to 12, I need to have like wine so I just don't think about it.
So it's almost like numbing the thoughts that you're currently having.
Absolutely.
Have you ever sought professional mental health services in the past for these issues?
No, it really wasn't until like I got like on probation really at work that I realized how much this was really affecting my life. To be honest, like I thought this was normal. I didn't even realize that like this was really a problem until like the probation thing happened and I just like I almost like someone snapped their fingers in front of my face and like all of a sudden I saw all these things that I was doing in this routine and like how insane that probably sounds. And like I'm not crazy, I'm just scared and anxious and like this is the only thing that makes it go away.
Right. Can you think, has there been anything, as maybe a event in your life that maybe has caused, you know, traumatic stress or anything that you think could be contributing?
Um like just like my parents' divorce really like and then the job thing. I think once like my parents' divorce really triggered this because I was like responsible for locking the door before I went to bed at night. And after that, like it just like I had this whole routine of checking the locks and doing all this. And then over time, I can't even pinpoint when it turned into cleaning and being scared of not being clean. And all of a sudden now here I am and like it's affecting my work because everything has to be perfect and everything I do. Otherwise, like I can't put my name on anything that's not perfect. And like I just completely spiraled and once my boss really called me out for that, everything just got so much worse and now it's like out of control.
Um, in terms of like your different types of support systems, is there anyone you have like felt comfortable talking about this with?
No, I don't really have anyone. I mean, my mom's like there, but she doesn't understand this and she doesn't really care to, and I just push everyone else away.
It seems like you're really dealing with all these emotions on your own.
Yeah, definitely.
How has your um, family throughout the past years been, how have they been responding?
Not well. I mean, my dad like doesn't talk to me at all. Like since the divorce, he's kind of gone, and then my mom doesn't interact with me, and like I don't have any siblings, so it's really just me and my mom. And my mom like wishes I wasn't her kid. Like I know it because I'm just like she doesn't understand that like things need to be in order, and
Right.
she just it's no one really responds well.
Right. You mentioned that your, you know, the feelings that you've been experiencing have put you in positions where you said no to certain events that would have been fun for you to go to. That kind of led you to miss opportunities to make some friends. Do you have any friends that, as of right now, you go to for support, or is that also not existent?
I have no one. It's just me.
That's really hard. I'm really sorry about that. So, looking at everything as a whole, um, you're experiencing a lot of symptoms of the obsessive cleaning. That is just seems to be completely debilitating on an everyday basis, and it seems exhausting for you. You're missing out on opportunities. It's affecting your daily functioning. So all of this can be really hard for you to deal with. And it's completely understandable that you have reached the point where you have come for help. So I'm going to talk to my client team, and I'm going to talk to my supervisor, and we will match you up with a therapist here and get back to you, and go over some treatment options for you.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
Does that sound okay? Great.